record we were going to talk about is Lynn Lapid's In My Mind.
Yes.
Her biggest record. Oh, and you also did Layla's biggest record too. Which
Is
I
it
think,
oh, wow.
I think
didn't know
so.
that. Yeah.
When last I
Yeah.
checked, maybe
I
I
guess,
could be
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
But I think that just like stands to show how great of a producer you are. But Lynn is so great. I've also had the opportunity to work with
Amazing,
her.
yeah.
Such a sweet,
Yeah.
sweet human.
Awesome.
But what's the story behind that record? How did that all come together?
That record is so funny because we started it on Zoom in the pandemic. I think it was winter of 2021.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
like lockdown,
Yeah.
still very much in session.
Yeah.
And it was the first time we met. Yeah. First time we met on Zoom. I was in Florida visiting my parents who were down there at the time. And she was in DC. She might have still even been in high school when I met her. She was so young. She was either a senior or had just graduated.
Right.
She was 17 or 18. We got on, and we kind of, it was one of those sessions where we didn't even really spend that much time like catching up or chatting.
Right.
We just kind of,
Like went right into it.
yeah, we were right into it. And I think I was messing around with those chords a little bit before, kind of just thinking, what to do. And then when I talked to her, I know she mentioned wanting to like dip into something more soulful, and so I was thinking, maybe some seventh chords
Right.
could be cool. And yeah, we just started writing from there. Yeah.
So was that did she record her own vocal and stuff too and then like send everything to you, or did she eventually come?
So she eventually she recorded a scratch at home, and then she eventually came to New York to finish it. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, like a couple weeks later, like a month or two later. Yeah.
And when you're on Zoom, I have like my techniques. Like I don't love writing on Zoom.
Yeah.
I can write on Zoom with people who I work with a lot.
Yeah.
And I have a pretty good technique, but I'm curious about how you go about doing Zoom sessions. Ooh, that was a big one. The wind.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're going to get blown away.
But I think it's good advice because I know a
Yeah.
lot of producers like they start out doing Zoom sessions because they're not in LA or New
Yeah.
York yet. How do you like to work to make sure the session goes smoothly?
Yeah, good question. I think with Zoom, it's good to come in with an idea, whether it's chords, whether it's a track. I think it's much easier to show up in person and be like, what do you want to work on today? Let's fuck around and make some. No one wants to do that on Zoom,
Yeah.
I think it's good to come in with a starting point. And then if the starting point isn't right, then you can kind of work from there. But I think that is important. Yeah.
And in terms of like actual working, are you sending the other writers or the artists like a bounce of it on the grid, or like how do you like to make sure that like we're all listening to the same thing?
Well,
yeah, it's this is the toughest thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm still trying to figure that out. Actually, I really don't do that many Zoom sessions anymore.
I mean, now that the pandemic is over, it's like it's less and less.
I mean, I didn't have a solution for that during the pandemic, which was crazy. I would send like usually a beat, like play some beats, people pick one, and then everybody would kind of do their melodies or play the beat while they were singing over it. But I never had a way. I mean, I know there is a way now with audio movers and everything.
Yeah,
but
it's still not great.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I found, and this is maybe for you or for our listeners, I have a pretty good system now where I kind of ask everyone, it's like, please make sure you have headphones.
Right. Well, that's a big one. Yeah.
Right. It's like, make sure everyone has headphones because like you don't need this kind of mic. Like the Apple, MacBook mics are actually still pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But I found that like
definitely
if I can give everyone a bounce on the grid to everyone so they can do whatever, have it, and then it's like play it out loud on their speakers when it's their turn.
Yeah.
And then like sing it so I can hear where you are on the beat. Because it happens so often where it's like
sing it over the track. Yeah, exactly.
I'm playing it and they're singing it, but I'm hearing them like a beat or two late.
Right,
And the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's like as long as we all know what's kind of happening, I found that's really good. So it's like having everyone on headphones and on the thing and just but it's tough.
That's the best way to do it. Yeah. But when it's just one person.
Yeah. It's a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's a little easier. And Lynn plays too, so she can kind of play her ideas. Yeah. I can play some ideas.
I mean, listen, I wrote some of my most successful songs on Zoom. So I
really? Wow.
Yeah, I can't knock on it too much.
Honestly, the pandemic was obviously terrible, but very productive in terms of like session and music.
I think it forced everyone to focus a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
And like you didn't want to like work with anyone who you're like, I don't want to do this. Because everything was already so terrible.
Right.
And I think also my theory on why I think I've had some success on Zoom is that because no one wants to be there.
Yeah, exactly. People are just ready to work. Let's get it.
And like, there's no overthinking. So you're just like, sure, great. Yes.
So
and like,
true.
I love working like that more, where it's like, I'd rather write a song quickly and like just go based off feeling.
Right.
And then realize a week later it's a piece of shit.
Right.
Versus like try and make that piece of shit song good.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's
Right.
fine. Let's just like go with it and just write this song and then just like do another one. I'd so much rather write like 2 songs in a session in 6 hours than like 1.
Right.
But obviously that's not the norm.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's those. You ever work with Dan Hennig?
Yeah, I love Dan.
Yeah,
he's
Dan's
awesome.
the best. He calls it like the Hail Mary song. He's like, he likes to do it where it's like whenever we're done writing a song, he's like, you guys want to try Hail Mary?
Yeah.
And it's like so often it's like, yep,
those are the best ones.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Because you're just like saying it.
You're
just
not
like,
overthinking it.
Yeah, you're not overthinking it. You're just kind of doing it.
Right.
I encourage everyone to do it. If people have the energy, like try and do that Hail Mary song.
You can't like be afraid of having a bad idea.
Yeah.
But we get to this place, where obviously to get better and to get good at something, you have to be very self-critical.
Yes.
But then you get to a point where that inner critic stunts your creativity, and you get so afraid to have a bad idea that you're not, really letting things flow the way you used to. Yeah. Well, and sometimes the best ideas come from that place.
Well, the best ideas, and it's what's funny is all the best songwriters that I've worked with, in my opinion, right? Like the Amy Allens of the world, the Julia Mike, all these incredible people, like they all work fast. And I don't think it's because they're necessarily better. I think it's because they work fast because they just like, I think because they trust their gut.
Right.
And they're just like, yeah, this is good. Let's go. Let's move and like do the thing.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to talk about a little bit more about In My Mind.
Yes.
We love the tangents though. One of the things I noticed in your productions, especially these 2 songs, is I feel like, I don't know if it's a thing you do, but in your intros, you seem to like Foley sounds.
I love Foley sounds.
Atmospheric sounds.
Yeah, I do.
What drew you to using Foley sounds, and do you have like certain packs that you like to use?
That's a good question. Yeah. What do I have in my? Is it birds in the beginning?
I wrote in What a Shame. There was the soda can phase.
Yes, the soda can. Yeah.
And then in my mind I wrote it's like water or wind that kind of like starts it. Maybe there's some bird sound.
Yeah.
It's fun. It just kind of like instantly gets you into the.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just, I think with like, I use a lot of water, tape sounds, birds, crickets. There's just, I think I started doing it because adding a little weird noise throughout the whole song and the whole mix, it just like filled some sort of frequency. Yeah. And like, I don't know, made the song, maybe this is totally in my head, but just sound a little more organic, or just like grounded it a little more.
I believe it. There's like some producers that I've worked with in the past where it's like, there's like the random like plugin that's making like a and they go crazy trying to find it.
It really does like do something.
And I'm like, why are we trying to take that out?
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't mind it.
Right.
Like it's cool.
Right.
But they're like, but it's never silent. And I'm like, did you ever listen to any records from the 60s or 70s? Right. They all have.
Also, when in life is anything silent, it just makes it sound more real to me.
I agree.
And I noticed in a couple songs that I've loved, I remember, I think there's like an Ariana Grande song. It might be Positions, where there's like crickets through the whole thing. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I have. I think there was that. And then there's also like a lot of like mic bleed that they just left in there.
Yeah. It sounds good. Yeah. It makes it sound just more real, more like in real life.
I think it's like a record. You're capturing a moment.
Right.
And like, I think whatever that is, it's like ends up being in there. It's like, yeah, who cares? Like, there's a weird sound in there.
Yeah.
I think like as producers, I don't know if you are a slave to this, but I'm trying to get off it. It's like for so long I was chasing perfectionism.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like now it's only been like the last year where I'm actually like actively trying not to make everything perfect.
Right.
And it's so hard.
Yeah. It's
such a hard like I don't know if you watched any like the Mix with the Masters.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Thing. And did you watch the most recent Jack Antonoff one where he was talking about Please, Please, Please?
I saw a clip.
Okay, you should watch it. It's really good. Yeah. That's also that was like my favorite record of the year for 2024.
So good. Yeah.
But yeah, he's like soloing tracks and he's like yeah, like I have this Lynn kick and snare.
Yeah.
And like a real drum set behind it, and like they're not perfectly lined up. And he's like, it sounds great. And I'm like, I would have lined that up.
Oh yeah,
like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, right.
And just to have like the courage to, I don't, and he's right, obviously.
Yeah.
He's right, but like, I mean, just speaking about perfectionism, like how do you feel like you have that same kind of battle with it, or like what do you like?
For sure. Yeah. Especially with vocals. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm constantly hearing things still needing to be timed and this and that, but then I'll listen to other records and I'm like, oh, that sounds tuned, or that's not perfect.
No.
But it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's only when I'm like examining it through a microscope